Optimal cooling is non-negotiable if I want my high-end components to last. The Corsair Nautilus RS360 promises serious thermal performance without the RGB frills. Can this all-in-one truly provide the consistent low-maintenance cooling necessary to keep my powerful system healthy and stable for at least 5 years? What's up everyone, it's the Don with the Don Tech. Welcome to part 6 of my 8-part review series where I'm diving deep into every component of my ultimate gaming PC build. If you followed my PC part shopping series up here, you know that I did my research and bought the best, longest lasting parts for my build. And today, we're looking at my CPU cooler, the Corsair Nautilus 360 RS liquid CPU cooler. It's the non-RGB version. I'll get to more into that reason later, whatever it would be. Let's see if it keeps my CPU cool and meets my high standards for durability. In my PC part shopping series, I needed a reliable all-in-one cooler to keep my Intel Core 7 Ultra 265K from episode 2 running cool and quiet during gaming, streaming, 4K video editing, sometimes all at once. Corsair has been known to make extremely reliable CPU coolers. I was thrilled to see that they came out with a non-RGB variant of a 360mm all-in-one. More on that later. And it was great that it had compatibility for my socket 1851 right out of the box. The pump is rated at about 20 decibels, making it as quiet as everything else in my build. The price was also very appealing at only $110. The Nautilus 360 RS comes with everything needed for installation: mounting bracket for the Intel and AMD sockets, and the 360mm radiator with 450mm of tubing, making the routing a breeze. It also comes with 3 RS 120mm fans, but I didn't use those. It's designed for straightforward connectivity, plugging directly into your motherboard with no controller required. But as I mentioned, I did not use those fans and provided my own Lian Li AL120V2 fans. Let's talk about the build process and the features. Installing the Corsair Nautilus 360 RS was pretty straightforward in my Fantex NV7 case. I had plenty of room and plenty of configuration options. So I just had to place the pump on top of the CPU and use the provided hardware screws to install it. I ended up going with a top-mounted 360mm radiator in my case itself, and I positioned the tubing to the left, my left, or I guess your left, depending on how this video turns out, to keep a clean look with minimal interference from the tubing. This heatsink comes with 3 RS120 fans, which use magnetic dome bearings and air guide technology for high static pressure and low noise. They're PWM controlled with speeds up to 2100 RPM. They also support 0 RPM mode for completely silent at low temps. These fans can be daisy chained to a single 4-pin PWM header on your motherboard, which would keep the wiring clean as well. The pump also features a slightly convex cold plate for optimal contact with the CPU. The 360mm radiator has a dense fin array for heat dissipation, and the 27mm thickness fits perfectly on top of the NV7 case. Now getting into the performance. As I mentioned, I'm cooling an Intel Core 7 Ultra 265K non-overclocked, and from reviewing that processor, it's maintaining fantastic thermals. I'm averaging around 29 to 36 degrees Celsius on idle, and about 48 degrees Celsius max under load with everything that I've thrown at it. I can definitely attribute this to the fantastic cooler for those great temperatures and those good fans pushing that airflow. With 12 fans as well, the entire system runs extremely quietly. Speaking of quiet, the noise levels are fantastic. You can't even tell that the pump is running, and I don't know what Corsair did, but it is the quietest pump that I've ever used in an all-in-one. This cooler is also built to last, with a reputable pump and a 5-year warranty. So while this particular component is not expected to last the full 10 years in the system, I know that I can replace it when I do, and when I want to, not when the pump failure and leak occurs. The biggest con in this part is also its biggest benefit to me. The lack of RGB on this all-in-one means that I'm not required to use the clunky IQ software from Corsair in order to color match with the rest of my system. For me personally, IQ has been nothing but problems with any PC I've had to use it on, with color sync issues and program instability where it just up and removes itself from my computer. And that's why I'm not using the RS fans, and I wanted the RGB capabilities of my own fans, and why I'm not getting an RGB variant of this Corsair cooler. As for honorable mentions on this cooler, the daisy chain fans are a great source of honorable mention. And if you're looking for a sleek non-RGB build, these fans should do the trick just fine without any lights or configuration. Is it right for you? This is as simple as it gets when installing a cooler for your CPU. Though if you're a new builder, you may want to avoid a 360mm and go for maybe a 240mm, possibly an air cooler, as long as the installation is easy enough. Then you don't have to worry about a faulty pump. As for alternatives, at the fantastic price of $110, it's really hard to beat that price. Most air coolers with 4 to 8 heat pipes will run about $40 to $110 as well. So it just comes down to your aesthetics. ASUS also makes fantastic all-in-one coolers, so it really just comes down to space and the way it looks in relation to your RGB needs and desires. Let me know what cooler you're using in your build in the comments down below. So there you have it, guys. That's my review of the Corsair Nautilus 360 RS, the CPU cooler keeping my gaming PC running cool. I love its performance and quiet operation, and I love that I don't have to mess with the IQ software. Sorry, Corsair. Next up is going to be part 7, where I'm going to review my GPU. so don't miss it. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, so leave them in the comments down below. If you found this review helpful, feel free to subscribe. And hitting that like button will also help others know that this is a helpful video. I'm on a journey to bring you the best PC building content, and I'd love for you to join me. Check out the full PC part shopping series in the playlist link below to see how I picked this particular cooler. This has been the Don with the Don Tech, and remember, the Don's got your back.